Kleiner Perkins and all of the other VCs involved in our company, certainly that I've visited with, have said this one's really interesting because Optimize works with institutional investors. Institutional investors are really fit better in terms of the mold of investors that we're looking to put into this round.
I think traditional corporate financing is going away. I don't think it's very difficult for a company like ours right now to raise money through traditional corporate financing because all of the traditional investment banks, all of the traditional brokerages that you used to raise money through on that kind of a basis are gone. Union's gone. Canaccord no longer does that kind of thing, right? Everybody's going to wealth management, and so it's very hard for companies in our size, in our space, to be able to raise smaller amounts of money.
We decided to go this route because we felt it was a much more efficient process. The traditional methods, in our opinion, it seemed like they would take up a lot of our time, our resources, meaning time resources, to make it to the marketplace.
It's not just about going to traditional institutions, but to those that are really interested in opportunities that have different profile for success.
Ultimately, we'll be far more focused in terms of who we look for. We'll be looking for as strategic investors, and at that stage, it requires a lot more research. And by going the crowdfunding route, it will tend to accelerate that because you won't have to spend as much time probably with individuals.
We're looking to raise small amounts of equity relative to the traditional marketplace right now. The use of prospectuses and so on tends to be a very expensive process, and the market doesn't have the appetite for small equity raises that we have. It's a lot more difficult to attract large brokerage firms to operate in this space. This is the perfect way for us to raise money for the size of organization and the stage that we're at.
The world is changing, and the world of finance is changing. I mean, just tap into the world of social media, and you realize how much the world's changed in the last 5 years. I think a lot of traditional investment is just, quite frankly, looking for a quick in and out, and not really looking at that long-term picture. And I think that's what we're going to achieve.
We want investors that are able to buy larger ticket investments so that we have easier to manage our institutional and shareholder relationships, and we need to raise much larger sums of capital. So for $1 million deal, you have to have institutional accredited investors that are buying tickets of about $25,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 to be able to easily complete those transactions.